the short answer to the question of how do I know if I'm ever good enough to be a Christian is you never will be. There's two ways of looking at that, where the first way is that you can be really disheartened. And, I can never do enough, and I never amount to enough to be able to enter that Christian role. And you can get real disheartened and be like, what's the use? But the other way to look at that on the flip side is, which I think is based in Scripture, is that it provides hope just because you know that it's already been done for you. And so one of the ways to describe this a little bit is a story out of the book of Luke. Luke is one of the Gospels, which is just the good news and biography of Jesus. There's 4 of those in the Bible: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the first 4 books of the New Testament. So in the 3rd book, there's a story of when Jesus is at a religious leader's house. He's just lounging, and the religious leader, just kind of a backstory of that, these were the people that had everything together. They did everything the book of the law said to a T. So anyone looking at them would know that they are a Christ follower. In this case, they were a Jew. They were doing the right things that they should do. And so people looking at them, just by seeing them or the way that they talked or where they hung out, knew that they had it all together. But the other person entered the story. A woman walked into the room, and she was known to be a sinner in that area, whether from the way of life that she lived or the mistakes that she made. She was a sinner. And what she did is she came into that room and she brought an alabaster jar of perfume. This was an expensive jar of perfume, probably worth about a year's wage. And she broke that jar open. In those days, you didn't have a screw cap. And so when you break that jar, you got to use it all. So people were looking at as this is a waste of money. But the difference in perspective here is so important. The religious leaders who thought they had it all together looked down upon this woman, where this woman coming in, a sinner, know that she had to come to the feet of Jesus in order to get right, because she knew she couldn't do enough. So she came to the one and only person, the person of Jesus, saying, I don't have it all together. I don't have the answers, but I'm willing to come to you because I know that you do. And so she did the only thing that she knew to do was right, was to come to Jesus. And that's when you know you're in the right place. That's the first step in that, is to be able to know that you won't ever be good enough. But the hope of that is that Jesus is. Jesus lived a perfect life. And all you have to do is come to the feet of Jesus knowing, hey, this is not about rules and regulations, but this is about a relationship. And that relationship starts like any relationship, my relationship with my wife. I want to be the best possible husband that I can be. And so in that relationship, I know I want to be able to, more I spend time with her, I want to be in that relationship and work on myself. And just like that, any relationship with Jesus is that you spend more time with him. You want to be more like him because he is the perfect example of what it looks like to be a Christ follower. You follow after him, the little Christian. That's what Christian means, or little Christ. So coming to the feet of Jesus, coming to him first, that's what it's all about.